And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Ooh, hope you enjoyed that lovely brutal OSC as we've returned. We returned here with the final series of the night. We just wrapped up with the elimination match, and now we have the decider match. Here in this group, we have been featuring four amazing players: ByuN, Cure, Clem, and SHIN. And we're here to determine who will join Clem advancing into the playoffs. Clem, he already came out in first place. Now we're here to determine who comes out in second place out of Group B. In the Rex March Madness. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of El Dorado, we have our red Zerg player representing Diamond Gladiators from land of South Korea. It is SHIN. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Zerg player, also from South Korea, representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN. Here we go, and if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we jump into our ZVT. Here we go. And again, we're going to be featuring El Dorado for the first time tonight. El Dorado is one of the more vetoed maps in the map pool. El Dorado is a unique map, has a very short rush distance by air, and also potentially has a short rush distance by ground as well. Things can get very intense and very chaotic if both the Zerg and the Terran player expand towards each other, mine through these minerals, and take the triangular third base. If that's the case, you can see here, from third base to third base, we're a screen apart. We're a screen apart here, so very close rush distance by ground if we expand towards each other. ByuN, he has been known to rush into, not this third base, to rush into this gold as a third. He's very fond of it on this map, very fond of rushing into the gold, and then going into an 8 racks 3 base all in. You did see 8 racks, and yeah, he's mining through these middle patches. If you were watching Cure versus SHIN earlier, Cure did go for an 8 racks 2 games in a row against SHIN, which had mixed success. Like, at some times he was looking quite strong, but time and time again he was shut down by run buys. Here though, an 8 racks is boosted because the gold minerals do mean that you have excess resources to work with. You have more, you can cut your worker count a little bit earlier with the same economy and have a stronger army as a result. So 8 racks is terrifying here on El Dorado if we get there. I'm sure ByuN was watching. I'm sure he was watching SHIN versus Cure, so that might be enough to deter ByuN. He might be like, yo, Cure, he tried and failed to 8 racks twice. Maybe I don't want to 8 racks myself. So we'll see what ByuN goes for. That's now ByuN just dancing with the Lings. SHIN, he's going to be taking the northern expansion, expanding away from ByuN, not towards. And that's typically how Zerg players want to approach El Dorado and maps in general. They want to expand away from the Terran to give them as much room between the bases as possible. As much breathing room, as much time to reinforce, as much time to respond, as much time to defend. Meanwhile, ByuN, yep, there it is, CC on the low ground next to the gold. As we just mentioned, specifically on El Dorado, if you've been watching ByuN, you will know he loves this. He loves just going straight for the gold base, straight for that third on location as well. And it isn't quite on the other side, but I mean, it's still the gold nonetheless. So ByuN, he has potential to snowball out of control in the mid game. Oh boy. Now, if we can call this at the start of the game, so can SHIN. Like, SHIN, he's also, I'm sure, fully aware of ByuN's tendencies. ByuN and SHIN, they play against each other very often in online tournaments, as they're both very active in the online tournament scene. So I'm sure that SHIN, he's aware of the possibility of this build. Behind this, getting into the add-on swap, it's going to be Hellion Banshee. Hellion Banshee out of ByuN is moving out. And we'll see if SHIN can maintain himself and minimize losses. It's going to be on SHIN to keep up. As the Hellions, they threaten a dive. So far, SHIN is in position. You can see ByuN looking for a way in. Trying to get some kind of vision as well. Alas, ByuN, he did already scout the third base. He's aware of its location. Behind this, interesting. So we can see here, no cloak. No cloak. We have fake cloak instead. Overlord dips in. The Overlord does see the research, but alas, it is a fake out. ByuN, he's prioritizing Stim. Getting into Bio. Not as heavily into Banshee. Is still making Banshees. Oh, SHIN, is he calling him out? He's like, let me in. Let me in, papi. Por favor. ByuN, TT, stay out of my base. Get out of here. Again, SHIN and ByuN, they're good friends. They're good friends. They often do banter. I'd like to believe that SHIN is like, man, you're so rude. Why don't you let me scout? Like, what are you? Hi, hi. ByuN. Behind this, ByuN setting up on 5 Raxes. So a pretty standard setup so far. The gold base is being taken though. And SHIN, has he scouted? He has not. SHIN does not know. SHIN is not aware. ByuN, he's like, hey, you're not... Speaking of letting me in, let me into your bases. Let me in. Rex, English, please. Shout out to Rex. This is Rex's tournament, by the way. Is Rex's tournament. That's why this is the Rex March Madness. So shout out to Rex. Oh, they're laughing. I know that much. Ah, shit. Sorry. Had to speak in Korean. Are we gonna ask for translations mid-game? Are we gonna... Oh no. ByuN pulls away. ByuN pulls back. Behind this, I see more Raxes. I see extra Raxes here in production for ByuN. So far, getting into a 5 rack setup. Nothing crazy yet. But again, that gold base is about to kick in. And again, SHIN, he still hasn't confirmed. I mean, for the most part, he has. Overlord is at the northern third. Overlord is at the southern third base. It can only be one. It can only be the gold base. So SHIN, he can deduce what's going on. Behind this, getting into Ling Bane, getting into 1-1 upgrades. You see ByuN going for the main. Let's head for the main expansion. Oh, do you think the conversation was like, SHIN's like, hey, I know you're going Banshee, and ByuN's like, no, I'm not going Banshee, what do you mean? And then he sees it. SHIN's like, Z. How could you lie to me? You said you weren't making Banshees. The man said I wasn't getting cloaked. Ooh, as the drones are going down, creep is being denied. ByuN behind this going for his 4th CC on location, so he's not 8-raxing. I mean, as we can see, only 5. Only 5 Raxes. He's not 8-raxing. He is expanding behind this, but this is still going to be a boosted economy, and ByuN is now being active across the map. He's now going to be pushing. Bathing speed finishing up in 5 seconds. SHIN needs a little bit more time. He's ready. And he dives in. The tank is on siege. Ooh, doesn't go for the dive. Not quite. That first tank was ready. ByuN moving forward. Hydra's building up. ByuN throwing down 3 extra Raxes, but again, getting into his A-Rax setup on 4 bases, so he should be getting add-ons. Taking up even further. SHIN, he does break open those minerals. Oh, there's a lot of creep here, but it's all being denied. That's a lot of tumors going down. Nice clean up here by ByuN. Force to pick up. Force to pull out. Does head over to the other side. And SHIN is somewhat in position. Yeah. Does force to pick up. Here we go. SHIN does double expand. He's going for the northern 4th base, the center 5th, and now a 6th expansion as well. Double expanding. We'll see if SHIN can maintain those bases. ByuN being forced back. Here comes the main army. It's only been dropped so far. Ooh, and SHIN, he does get behind the mineral line. Denies the gold. Not bad. God, these Hydras, their heads are massive. They have just these massive horns on their head. Jesus. SHIN, he does deny mining time so far. ByuN rotating towards the top side, going for that northern 4th. SHIN, he does have Ling Bane. He's in position. ByuN gets supply blocked. He does catch a queen. Queen goes down. And SHIN behind this, taking up into a hive. Hive is on the way. Lurker dead as well. And SHIN, he evacuates. He knows he cannot save this. Does evacuate the expansion. Gets a Hellbat. Not bad. And he commits. He does commit in. And ByuN, he does pull away in time. Whew. Very close. Very clutch. Bleeds out some of the Hellbats, but the expansion is going to fall. But he takes down the hatchery. From here, reinforcing. Shin still denying mining at the gold. Again, I mean, this is good damage. Keeping ByuN on a 3-base economy. And Shin, he does catch reinforcements. Marines going down, Winter Mines as well. Center expansion may fall, but Shin, he just keeps going for the planetary. No Bailey's, but he will get this around. Oh, unfortunately unable to. Runs into reinforcements. Nice whole position micro here with the SCVs. But they will still go down nonetheless. 18 workers going to be falling. 20 SCVs even. And not bad. Shin, he cripples the economy. ByuN, he is supply blocked. Oh, Lynx, he overextends. As Lynx, they do flood into the natural. Yeah, no burrow. Lings are cleaned up. ByuN, he does keep pushing. May have lost 20 SCVs, but the main army is still looking terrifying here for ByuN. As time goes on, though, what do we have? We have Lunkers. This entire time, Hive is now done. Lurker upgrades are on the way, and the Lurkers are ready. And pushing into Lurkers without Ghosts, it's not easy. Not easy here for a Terran player, for a Bio-Terran. Without Ghosts, without Liberators, tanks are caught unsieged, massive pickups. Gets all 3. Yeah, 3 tanks go down, and ByuN caught on creep. And Shin, he will clean this up. We'll shut down this army. Meanwhile, ooh, drop towards the top side, runs into the Lurkers. Lurkers repositioning. Drop towards the south side. Shin is keeping up, will bleed out a Queen. Queen goes down. Hatchery almost does fall. Oh, that's a kill, not a cancel. Massive pickup. At the same time, 11 drone kills. ByuN just being so annoying with his whole position micro here across the map. Barely out of range. Getting 14 more workers. Another expansion falls. Yeah, ByuN is just pulling Shin apart, taking down more bases. Now, ByuN can't straight up kill Shin because of all these lurkers, but he is denying bases. Denying the economy. As more lurkers siege up, another Queen goes down. Oh god. ByuN, he wants the hatchery. The concerning thing, though, is that the lurker count is building up. The lurker count is just getting higher and higher over time. And Shin, he's still on 4 bases. ByuN across the map didn't really resaturate too heavily here. He's still only on 3 expansions. Floating over. There's creep in position. ByuN, he needs a 4th desperately. And that's what's keeping him back. ByuN, his worker count is okay, but he's oversaturated. Like, he needs another expansion, needs another CC. Tank goes down. ByuN spots the run by. Does spot it. ByuN is being kept busy. Shin recovering, getting his own goal base up and running. Getting to his own Link Bane. And ByuN has been forced into Ghosts. I'm pretty sure ByuN, he wanted to end the game before Ghost production, but he's being forced into it due to those lurkers. Nidus is denied. Both armies are maxed out. Now, as the ghost count gets higher and higher, I do favor ByuN, but that's only as it gets higher. For the time being, ByuN has only got 4. Only 4 ghosts. There's not that many. Nidus into the main base. ByuN does notice. ByuN is aware. Likewise, Shin pushing through the center. He breaks out. Nidus behind the main. Once again, trying to distract ByuN. Getting in trouble with some of the production. Nidus will not finish. Marines, they respond in time, for the most part. And 2 lurkers, they pop out, but it's not going to be enough. Or is it? Oh, yeah, not quite. Not quite. Lurkers go down. Shin trying to gain ground, pushing his way in between the bases. Snipes are brutal. Again, though, not that many ghosts. Not that many snipes. We had 4 now to now to 10. 10 ghosts now available. Getting up to 12. Nidus does actually complete this time. And ByuN is out of position. He's out of position. This time we get a full unload into the main. Yeah, we came to the production. The choke point's working against me. Oh no, the choke points are brutal. Does break his way through at the same time. Here comes Shin. It goes in between the bases, headed for the mineral lines. Oh, some wasted banelings here, but does head into, yeah, that northern base. Likewise, at the same time, Shinny defense back at home. Lurkers are still up and running. GG gets called Shin. He pulls ByuN apart, and Shin takes game number 1. Whew, GG. GG, well played. A very intense game. You can see the momentum swing from one player to the other once Lurkers got out, but a big reason for that, as a reminder, is that ByuN, I'm pretty sure he did intend to end the game before Lurker tech. He was being hyper aggressive, he was being very in the face of Shin. Alas, he wasn't able to break Shin, and by the time Lurkers got into play, again, ByuN, he was not ready for that. He was not ready. He was still mid-transition. He was also being denied bases. Another part of this, I should also emphasize, is the gold base. Initially, ByuN did take it, but very quickly, ByuN, he lost it. He lost control of that gold, and for a surprising amount of time, ByuN, he was stuck on 3 bases. He was stuck with that center planetary, didn't even have a third base for an orbital, as he was being denied that gold base time and time again. So ByuN, as time went on, he actually fell behind economically. Even though he was denying bases, it wasn't enough. Was not enough in the end. GG. GG, well played. In the end, that gold base did end up hurting ByuN more than anything, as he kept trying to retake it and trying to resaturate it. Didn't quite get it back up and running. And with that, that leads us into game number 2, once again loading into Hellscape. This is one of the older TLMC maps, and one of the larger maps in the map pool. If you recall, we featured this map earlier between Shin and Cure. And here we go, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Hellscape. We have our South Korean Zerg player, the Red Zerg, representing Gaiman Gladiators. It is Shin. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the blue Terran player from South Korea, representing Shopify. It is ByuN. Here we go. And again, coming into this, ByuN down in the series, one more loss, and he is out of the tournament. I'm hoping for an ace match, I'm hoping for a game 3, but the pressure is now on ByuN. And welcome one and all to Hellscape. Hellscape is, again, one of the larger maps in the map pool, very long rush distance by ground. I would say relatively defendable. Sorry, I should say long rush distance by ground, so all-ins can have a bit of trouble actually being executed. We saw Cure attempt and have some success with his 3 base all-in with his 8 ranks, but he was struggling to defend back at home. And that is the big downside of Hellscape, is that these bases are less defendable. Do not get used to Neo Violet Square, Abyssal Reef, King's Cove. These older, larger maps are so easy to defend and wall off on 3, 4, and 5 bases. Here, more modern maps, they balance out the size with how exposed the bases are. There's no ramp. There's no ramp coming into the 3rd base. There's no ramp coming into the 4th. Likewise, no ramp coming into the 5th base either. So you do have these more open areas that are more difficult to defend, and as a result, you are more vulnerable to run-bys and counterattacks. Leads to a lot more action, a lot more aggression. Likewise, there are a lot of attack paths here in the center. Because of the terrain, I would say that there are some potential better engages for siege units and for Terran. We'll see though. We'll see, as we haven't really seen too much of Hellscape yet. I am curious to see how this all does play out. For now, Hatch Gas Pool, standard opener out of shit. And it's going to be the standard opener. Oh, Poño, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? In the chat. Nidus Town, GG. I mean, hey, shout out to ByuN. He was keeping up with all the Nidus rooms until the very end, right? All it took was a 1 Nidus getting up and running, and that was game. That was the moment that Shin was looking for. It's one of those aspects of late game TvZ which can be difficult to deal with, which is if that Nidus finishes, then suddenly your production is under fire. And you saw how difficult it was for ByuN to engage in the main base because of all the SimCity, because of all the choke points suddenly being used against the Terran. We might get there again, we'll see. For now, 3rd CC, 3rd command center before Starport, economic opener. Poño. Into an add-on swap into Hellion production. Building up Hellions. Now, we have seen Hellbat pushes, for example, in the past. So we'll keep an eye out for that. But really, ByuN isn't really one to go for that kind of aggressive style. I mean, he's already got a third CC. So far, everything looking normal. I say that, where's the starport? There is no starport. Really early stim. I spoke about Hellbats. This is looking like a stim Hellbat push. We're waiting for the armory. We're waiting for the armory. Hellions are building up. Marines are amassing as well. ByuN is being aggressive now. This is not an all-in. Remember, it's 3cc. 3cc Hellbat push out of ByuN. Yep, second ranks. No starports. SHIN does open up lair first. ByuN does move out. It's got its 4 Hellions. Relatively low Hellion count, but a very aggressive stim timing out of ByuN. Now again, this lair is actually very early. It's a 4-minute lair timing. Is SHIN crazy enough to go into Muta? That's what I'm leaning towards. I'm leaning towards either Link Queen Nidus all in or Muta play. Gases, only 2. Only 2 gases so far. If gases aren't taken additionally from here, then we could see a Nidus. Lings, they do slip in. They're going to surround. Oh, they do get a surround. There's no Hellions back. No Marines going to be going down. SCVs as well. And not like this. The mineral line is evaporating here. Every worker does fall. And we're not done. The Lings are not done. Hellions are racing back home. ByuN out of position. We're going for stim. Can he get it? That's going to be huge. It's going to be huge if he can, but the repairs are too good, and the repairs should keep it alive. Whew. Yeah, the repairs are good enough. Baliness on the way. Lair is done. SHIN, he doesn't, if he was planning something crazy, he doesn't need to. Like, he's already ahead. He already killed how many? 6 SCVs. 6 SCVs went down. 5 Marines, forced back the Hellions, scouted everything, is aware of the stim timing. And SHIN is just building up. Getting into his own Link Bane. So far, so good. Getting into Link Bane. ByuN, rocky start. Rocky start for ByuN. As it looks like, I mean, he can't do anything without his medevacs. And remember, the starport is still on the way. It's a heavily delayed starport in favor of Bio, in favor of Stim. But it's just been a really awkward and really, I think awkward is probably the best word here, start for ByuN. He's been stumbling his way into the mid-game. He was shut down. And that was such a big gamble for SHIN, because if ByuN was banking up Hellions back at home, because he moved out with 4, but if he had like another 2 or 3 or 4 back at home, he would have been fine. But there were no Hellions. There were Marines instead. And with that... God damn it, SHIN. SHIN uses D.Va, so whenever I do this, like, D.Va speaks up. God damn it. Oh, D.Va's she's happy. She's happy. She's laughing. I mean, hey, SHIN's in a good position. From here, SHIN is going to be droning, double expanding, taking all the bases. Hello, yeah. God damn it. God damn it. And getting to Link Bane Hydra. So far, SHIN looking very secure, and ByuN can't really be active right now. He's now finally moving out. We're waiting for the medevacs. Medevacs have arrived, and here comes ByuN. Here we go. ByuN finally being aggressive, hoping to catch a queen, does him in. Link Bane is waiting for him, and we'll take down the Overseer. Oh god, does take the babies to the face. Lay pickup there by ByuN. Bleeds out, what, 8 Marines? 7 Marines go down. Lings, they do hit the third base. Alas, this time ByuN does react in time. ByuN was in position. Hellions are surrounded. Hellbats are surrounded even. ByuN being as aggressive as possible, being as active as he can. But SHIN is setting up a Bane run by. Setting up a run by. There is a Widowmine in position. Let's go. Widowmine is ready. Double drop into the main. SHIN, he responds, he rotates. Ideally, he wants those medevacs. And he's going to get one. Yeah, medevac goes down. Can he get the other? Barely not. Whew, barely does not get the medevac. Hydra range is not complete. Oh no, the queens! No! He's left idle! The queens! Oh my god, they shut down the full medevac. Bailing's a roll in. Bailing's just shut down by the Widowmine. Ooh, Hatchery's going to go down. Nice pickup. ByuN, he does get the expansion. Oh my god. Nice mind shot as well. Yeah, Widowmines, they do defend. They help attack. They bring down the base. ByuN, he's still in this, but he is behind. ByuN, he's in a worse position. Bailing's once again rolling in. Yeah, better trades here for ByuN. SHIN being a little bit wasteful. Here. He has to calm down, has to tighten things up here. Can't throw away too much. Taking the southern expansion instead. Likewise, going for the scouts. What do we see? ARAXs. We're getting into an ARAX setup. Nice contamination here on the racks, but we also have a fourth command center. So ByuN, he's not going for an all-in. ByuN is expanding. ByuN is looking to get into a longer game state. At least he's hoping to. SHIN is supply blocked. Uh-oh. Yeah, brutal supply block there for SHIN. ByuN going for a split push. SHIN, he's somewhat ready for this, but that's a lot of Widow Mines. SHIN, he gets 3. 1 Widow Mine left. Nice target firing there out of SHIN. Overlord confirms lack of gases, but also confirms the second factory. We have drilling claws on the way. SHIN rolling in. Widow Mines are set, but there is detection. Alas, there's just too much here to defend, and ByuN, he will shut this down. Once again, SHIN being a little bit wasteful here with his attack. Has to pull away. SHIN has to pull back. Defending back at home. Oh! SHIN now does have Hydra range. Likewise, Hive is on the way. Oh my god. The mine shot was brutal. But Hive is on the way. Working towards Lurker Tech. Once again. Oh, SHIN catching out some of the fire. ByuN has to be careful. Likewise, Ling Rambai does deny the fourth base of ByuN. Containing him onto 3. Drop into the main. Medevac does go down. But he does get the queen. Not bad. Piece of a queen, and it's a one-way trip. He's going to go straight for the drones. 1, 2, 3 drones going down. Getting whatever he can. Oh, oof, oh my god. Yeah, brutal connection. Oh, shout to Diva. Shout to... Again, these Widow Mines, they've been getting value here for ByuN. They've been amazing here so far for him. But can he hold on? It's just pure Marine Widow Mine. Bailing's rolling in. But this time the connections, they know where they need to be. Nice spread though. Oh god, but the Bailings, they do connect. They crash on in, and SHIN's done it. He has done it. He's broken the back of ByuN. GG gets called. We do not get an ace match, and SHIN will take the series 2-0, advancing on to the playoffs. GG. Whew, GG, well played. Congratulations, SHIN. He will claim the series. Again, a very strong start for SHIN. SHIN, he was able to get into the mineral line, able to cripple ByuN early on. Remember, ByuN, he did decide to go for a kind of a peculiar build. He went 3cc, 3 racks, or really he went 3cc into racks factory, into double racks follow-up, into very, very delayed starport for a stim timing. In doing so, he had a lower Hellion count, and that meant that he was vulnerable to a Ling Rambai. That meant that, alas, we saw SHIN get into the bases, wreak havoc, reset the Marine count, kill SCVs, and it was just a really rough start for ByuN. Following that, we saw ByuN going for mass drop play. He was somewhat successful, but still being a little bit wasteful. Like SHIN, he still maintained his lead, and SHIN, he snowballed from there. He just snowballed out of control from there. Alas, ByuN just could not recover from that early game, and with that, congratulations to SHIN. He does claim the series, and that leads us into the final standings. Here we go. Leads us into those final standings. I was a little bit surprised to see the 2 O's here, as from the top, Clem takes down ByuN at 2-0. That was an intense series though, especially game 1. If you missed out on some of these early matches and these early rounds, I do recommend game 1 of Clem versus ByuN. It was intense, it was crazy. I do recommend it. It was a beautiful PvT. Clem did win it in the end. That did lead into match 2. SHIN took down Cure. He 8 racks 2 games in a row. He went for 3 base all-ins 2 games in a row, and SHIN, he barely did survive them. It was still very close, very clutch. Cure barely didn't have enough to break SHIN. Coming into Clem versus SHIN, I know it says Protoss there. Clem was Protoss against ByuN. Clem was of course, Terran against SHIN, and Clem, he did have a very strong showing there. There was a bit of a back and forth. If you recall, on Amygdala, SHIN had a stronger start. Clem attempted a Hellbat push, a Hellbat timing. The Hellbat push failed, Clem fell behind, and SHIN attempted to all in as a response, but barely didn't pull it off. It was close though. It was an intense game. It's crazy. SHIN almost forced the ace match. And in the end, of course, we had ByuN eliminating Cure and SHIN eliminating ByuN. GG. With that, what does this mean? This means we have one player confirmed for the, one Zerg player confirmed for the playoffs. Who is in the playoffs? Hero and MaxPax. We have Hero, MaxPax, Clem, and SHIN in the playoffs of the Rex March Madness. I'll be honest, I was concerned it was just going to be double Protoss, double Terran. I was concerned it was just going to be double Protoss, double Terran. I'll be honest, I did not have a lot of faith in SHIN making it out of this group. I didn't have faith. I didn't believe in him, but I should have. So we do have one Zerg player in the playoffs. Let's go. SHIN is going to be representing Zerg, and of course, he's going to be going up against, I believe, Hero in those playoffs. Let me just double check. Exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the bracket yourselves. I believe the Wikipedia page should be updated. And double checking, yes. So the playoffs are going to be best of fives for the semifinals. It's going to be Hero versus SHIN, and it's going to be Clem versus MaxPax in those semifinals, best of fives, and that's going to be held next week. So today we wrapped up the group stage. Next week we have the playoffs. It's going to be semifinals into the grand finals. Oh boy. So best of luck here to our 4 competitors, and well done. GG, well played. Well done here when it comes to the matches themselves. I hope you all enjoyed yourselves. Hope you all had a great time. As we are wrapping up for the evening, again, we did have quite a day of StarCraft. Earlier today we were live with the HSL, with the Hispanic Star League, and we just wrapped up with the Rex March Madness. When it comes to our schedule, bam, we got you covered. It's here and now ready for you. Of course, today is Thursday. We just wrapped up with the Rex March Madness. We're going to be live once again in 10 hours. In 10 hours time, we're going to be live with Group D of the Hispanic Star League. That is the GSL, but for the Hispanic region, or the Hispanic nationality. That's Spanish speaking, basically. It's basically Latino America and Spain as well. Spain is also included, so we have the Hispanic Star League here is going to be Group D. That's going to be in 10 hours. We have the podcast in under 24 hours where we go over the news of the week. We have the KSL on Saturday. We have MSO on Saturday. We have a plethora of events on Sunday. As a reminder, I should remind Kuro as well, we'll most likely be not casting Host Open. Host Open, most likely we're going to be rescheduling just because there is so much scheduled on Sunday. It would be nice to sleep. it would be nice to sleep. We do cast more than any other channel out there. We cast more than any other channel in StarCraft. We have the quantity and we have a bit of the quality as well. We do all the casting, and yeah, we're probably gonna reschedule that and try to have a little bit of breathing room on Sunday. A little bit. GG, well played. Otherwise, thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in. If you see something that you like here, if you want to watch the VOD, if you cannot watch it live, then !socials in the chat. Check out our YouTube channel. YouTube is where all the VODs are uploaded on a daily basis, so plenty of VODs on YouTube, plenty of content, plenty of StarCraft. Check it out there if you wish. Otherwise, we live stream on all the platforms, on Twitch, on YouTube, on TikTok, on Facebook, on Kick as well. We're on all the platforms, all things CranKy Ducklings, all the StarCraft. So yeah, with that, we're wrapping up. We're wrapping up here for the time being. Thanks so much for watching. And if you want to support us in another way, you can do so via Patreon. !Patreon in the chat. I don't know if you can see, but actually under the schedule, under the graphic, we do have our next goal on Patreon. Thank you so much to all of our patrons. Thank you so much for all the support. Because of that, we have reached our most recent goal of 420, and our next goal is at 500 USD a month. So thank you so much. Because of that, we have now a boosted prize pool for Sparkling Tuna Cup, and we also have a boosted prize pool for SDO and MSO that is going to come into effect for the month of April. For the month of April, we will have larger prize pools for these tournaments, so look forward to that. The next goal is to boost the prize pool even further, specifically for Sparkling Tuna Cup. So we have our next goal, and I believe for the goal after that, it'll be to actually pay the admins and pay the casters. Right now, 100% of the money on Patreon goes towards our tournaments. It all goes towards the players. That is the current goal, at least. But a future goal, you know, might be able to earn some money for that as well, for our time, for the work put in when it comes to adminning events and for casting events as well. That would be the dream, papi, the dream. For now, though, all towards the players. So if you want to help support the players, if you want to help support the community, if you want to help support StarCraft, Patreon is the place to be. Otherwise, thank you so much. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Thanks so much for tuning in. Again, we're going to be back in 10 hours time or tomorrow with a podcast. Until then, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. We'll see you next time. Stick around. We're going to be giving another StarCraft streamer a raid. Who is live at the moment? Who is live? Who can we raid? I see that Lambo is streaming. Who else is streaming? I see Lambo. I see Harston, Bratok, Funka. Super secret French team league. That's let's go. Funka is live at the moment. Who else do we see? Could give some love. I don't often see Funka streaming. Could give him some love. He's a great guy. We'll find someone. We'll find someone. Regardless, thanks for watching. Thanks for the support, and we'll see you tomorrow. See you next time. Until then, hasta luego. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Have a great week, and we'll see you for the extreme. See you then. Ciao, papi, ciao. See you next time.